What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning George Foreman. George Foreman has roasted Andy Ruiz. He said Andy Ruiz tricked us. He had us thinking that he was going in the fight in the best shape of his life. In fact, when he came out, it was complete opposite. When he starts taking this fight game seriously, he may be able to turn the tide. Until then, he won't be able to do nothing based on his own mentality. Wow. Look, I don't like the idea, not saying it's not true, of what George Foreman said and Teddy Atlas and, countless other, fighters and trainers or, other opinions. I'm not saying what they're saying is wrong. This is what I'm saying, though. Andy Ruiz is a guy that grew up in a small town. He grew up in a small town, bro. They didn't really have many opportunities there, fighting or, fruit picking or, landscaping or something like that. Drugs on the negative end of things. A lot of other things that you can get into in small towns, near border towns, and it's one of these things people really don't understand the magnificence of his win against Joshua. Everyone focusing on his loss because he lost. But this guy really did not and really mentally was not prepared for all this. It was too much for him. Like I told you guys, will this be too much for Andy Ruiz? I've said that in countless videos. Can he rise to the occasion? A lot of things, people get overwhelmed with things. He gets money. He didn't have money. He probably, he said it himself. I partied too much. I drank. I ate. You can't control a grown-ass man. You can't do it. Manny Robles wasn't able to do it. And then the thing is, they tried to do damage control for their fighter because they didn't want the fans to worry, especially the new fans, the Mexican fans that he created, that he has changed history. He's that guy that he will be the first of his kind. Nobody can be the first Mexican heavyweight. They can only be the second and third, and therefore they can never be the first. And, it was a perfect recipe between Andy being focused and wanting the fight at that particular time before the money came to his possession, and Anthony Joshua with the overlooking the opponent, looking through the opponent, not coming prepared for his own opponent, and whatever was going on with him. It was a perfect recipe for him to win that night. It's not going to be the same thing all the time, people. That's what makes boxing so intriguing, But back to George Foreman. What he's saying was true, but I know everyone's giving their take on it. I don't believe in kicking a person while he's down, but then me counterpunching that, that's expected. Maybe he needs to be kicked in the ass. Maybe he needs to be insulted. Not even insulted. He needs to be roasted like he is. People need to tell him, like, dude, because this is what happened. The same people that praised him are now cursing him. Why? Because what you did, because you were prepared, you get the same reaction, but on the opposite side of the fence. And this is what's happening, because they praised the shit out of him when he beat Anthony Joshua. When Joshua went in there fighting a short guy's fight and got knocked down 4 times, yes, they praised this guy, right? They bashed Joshua. Now he comes in unprepared, and Joshua comes in prepared, and this is what happens. This is what happens when you're 100%, like I keep telling people. I would prefer both of these guys to come in at 100% so we can see where they're at, because I don't want any excuses. None. I don't want any excuses. Excuses are like assholes. Everybody has them. I want these guys to come in at themselves 100%, ready to fight, so we'll see who the best man is. And what I can see from those two guys, Andy Ruiz is a better fighter, okay? But then Anthony Joshua is showed to be a better boxer. And that's what that is. So, but back to George Foreman. Yeah, Andy did trick us. And, Andy tricked us. They tried a lot of Photoshop, and in fact, you got to question yourself now, How many days was he really in the gym? You know, but of course they covered that up too. We didn't know about that before it happened. You know, some certain things like that, the way Andy was talking and you know, on Instagram and saying, oh, he's going to be in the best shape of his life because he has more time to train. It was all malarkey. Okay. That's the thing. You know, he had all this time. I'm thinking this guy going to come in, going to just be this massive. No, he came in huge and he paid the price for it. And George Foreman called it. This guy, if he comes in overweight, he's going to lose. That's exactly what he did. So, you know, Andy Ruiz, I hope this teaches him a lesson. You know, this third fight, I wouldn't sleep on that. Not saying I would be against it, but the only reason I wouldn't be against it because I know the other fighters on the, you know, the other top heavyweight fighters like Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, those fights normally don't happen because of politics and ego, pretty much. You know, those fights are not going to happen. But, you know, Andy is a guy that, hey, I have fought Joshua. I have fought the Giant, and I've slayed the Giant one time. The Giant came back and defeated me. Now I see if I can slay the Giant again, you know. So that's that. Hopefully he gets this opportunity and he won't mess over it like he did before, you know. But we will see. Only time will tell on that. But, I mean, I think Andy needs to take a couple fights to build himself back up, to get his confidence back, you know, to show that the money didn't destroy him. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times that type of money given to the certain person will destroy that person, you know? And then that's what it looks like. It looks like to me the money, the fame caused him not to focus. It caused him not to focus. It hindered everything that he could do or would do normally. And that's not a good thing. So maybe a person like Andy doesn't really need money like that because he doesn't know how to handle it. And, you know, that's just certain people, man. You know, you give certain people a certain amount of money, you know, that's what happens, you know, bar none. But, you know, George Foreman, everybody's going to roast Andy for a while. It's expected. Andy should take it like a man, right? Take it like a man. Absorb what people are saying to him. You know, use it as constructive criticism and come back stronger. But anyway, that's my take on it. You guys tell me what you think about George Foreman's comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace.